tuning in to a changelog video for the month of July 2021. Now let's go over some of the fixes. Firstly, the email poster and the WordPress post uploader. Now, if you accidentally put post per day to 0 and drag some boxes where they shouldn't go, when you try and save it, it's no longer going to crash or freeze the UI. In fact, you get a nice little error message that says post per day should be greater than 0. Word AI have updated to version 5 and now they're using a sentence level paraphrasing spinner. So if you go down to the API logins details section, you'll notice that there is a new parameter and it's called rewrite number and it's set by default to 4. So this enables sentence level spinning. If you want word level spinning, you need to increase this up to 5, or I think it goes up to a maximum of 10. Just be aware that anytime you go above 4, let's say 5, you actually increase the API usage by a factor of 4. And the reason why it works like this is when you set it to 4, you get 4 sentence rewrites, and each sentence, 4 of them go back to the spinner again, and they charge you for that. And obviously, because it's 4 sentences, you get word level spins back, but you get 4 times the usage in your API quota. A couple new changes for the dynamic web page scraper now. If you select an attribute, you notice that there are 2 new selections for getting content. The first one is to get attribute href and get attribute source. So one is to support you scraping links. The other one is to support you scraping images. So I've selected a link, get attribute href, delete this, and I can see that in my preview, it's found the link href. As you can see, it's not the full URL. I go to the filter box and wrap line start. And if I do this and click save, you'll notice it's actually the proper URL now. If you are an archive.org scraper user, you'll be happy to know that internally it's been threaded, which means that it downloads 3 pages at a time. So you get a 3 times performance increase. Back to the dynamic web page scraper, there is a new remove attributes from HTML tag. If I go back to my example and select just the outer HTML. Now, if I go to the HTML code, you'll see that there are attributes such as ID and class. And that makes the downloaded source a little bit messy. If you don't need that, you just go class, ID inside the text box. Go back down to the preview. You notice that the attributes have been cleaned up. You get much better HTML source. There has been a new tool added to your scrapers now. It's the RSS scraper tool. So what it will do is it'll grab RSS feeds, download the content for you. Now you have full control on what content you are downloading using the select and remove HTML tags. Once again, you can remove attributes. You can control the output of the content that is downloaded. For example, where to place the content. If you want to leave a link back to the original article, you have a find and replace. You can also convert HTML to text. And there's an article rewriter which you can apply on top as well. If you want to know more about the RSS scraper, there is a watch tutorial link here which you can click on and follow. So that rounds up all the important changes for the month of July. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email, info@seocontentmachine.com.